All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Focus and TBCBM. This is game one, I believe, in a series between these two particular players taken from the NetEase servers. This is actually a true three-game set, and I guess, well, if it is a true three-game set, I guess I'll be casting game number 3 regardless of if I get to 25 viewers on Twitch. I did hear a good suggestion for my emote being all right. So I'll try to design something that just says all right, and maybe a hello everyone. That would probably be two very good just emotes for me. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down. This is Focus versus TBCBM, Undead versus Orc. And wherever you guys are from, if you guys are from the United States of America, well, happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this little break as the holiday season does kick back up. And if you guys are not from from the United States, well, I hope you are thankful for what you have been given and you can take joy in what you have received and make the best and the most of everything. K-Real, hello, how you doing? As we are going to be opening up with what seems to be a crypt followed by a tomb of relics. And wow, I just realized my hand kind of hurts, and I've probably been playing way too much Destiny if my hand actually hurts right now. Wow, alright, yeah. I need to cut back on the computer games just a little bit. My carpal tunnel is cooking in. And I haven't had carpal tunnel in quite some time. Now, Focus is actually opening up with Farseer first, followed by a very quick tech to tier 2. Barracks is after the Great Hall, and the second Orc Burrow, same thing. We are at 17/20 supply, and well, I guess me talking about my hand kind of hurting does qualify as how I am doing as the skeletal minions. Now go after the Ogre Warrior here. Ogre Warrior will end up getting taken down. There it goes. Come on, there it goes. There it goes as it picks up Claws of Attack +6, a useful item. But the Farseer is already out and ready to put in a bit of pressure onto that Death Knight. Now, Summon Snare now going down. Skeletal Minion going to be taking some damage as well as that Skeletal Minion being forced to hide in the very back. You can see the graveyard does not have any corpses yet, and that is preventing any additional, well, unfortunately, any additional skeletal minions. You do see one set now currently up. Let's see what the Death Knight is hoping to do here, doing a little bit of damage back here. The skeletal minions are now trying to retreat back once more as the Death Knight, well, takes a little bit of damage. Skeletal minions now going to perhaps try and push on through. New skeletal minions have joined in on the fight as the Death Knight is once again nearby. Skeletal minions may try to engage. Farseer is just trying to keep this Death Knight in check, but the Death Knight, while on Blight, gets benefit or gets double regeneration, as you can see right there. Farseer chasing after that Death Knight now. Farseer doing a good job putting pressure on that Death Knight as that Death Knight is now getting away. What's going to happen here? Crypt Fiends are currently out onto the field. You can see the Nerubian Tower slowing things up, getting in a little bit of extra damage as the Death Knight trying to bring over some extra creeping and perhaps be able to get ahead another way. You can take a look. The Tomb of Relics is already down to 143 hit points. New skeletal minions have made their way, or excuse me, new spirit wolves have made their way back out. Skeletal minions now going to try and join in on the fight again. As you can take a look, the Acolyte down to 187 hit points, but it is, well, getting healed at a very fast rate. You can see on that Blight how fast that regeneration naturally is, but still unable to really keep that Tomb of Relics up. That does come as a surprise to me there. I would have thought one Acolyte repairing a Tomb of Relics would have been enough to perhaps put or equalize the damage from a Farseer and 2 Spirit Wolves. Farseer doesn't deal that much damage, but those Spirit Wolves with that normal damage does deal full damage to the fortified armor as opposed to the reduced damage of the hero damage type. Death Knight currently sitting at level 2. Most likely is going to try and pick up Unholy Aura. Unfortunately, another building did end up getting canceled there. More Crypt Fiends need to be added, but we are currently, well, hurting just a little bit. Crypt Fiend down to, 163 hit points, looking to back away again. Ghoul getting in plenty of damage here as the Crypt Fiend is just wandering around as much as possible. Perhaps it can end up trying to finish things off there as the Farseer gets the kill there. Meanwhile, Death Knight using the skeletal minions and that Rod of Necromancy to creep away from all of the action. This is actually a really brilliant play by TBCBM if it works out. Meanwhile, more skeletal minions now joining in on the fight. Death Knight gonna finish off this Forest Troll Berserker. Farseer is gonna retreat. Tauren Chieftain is out as well, but the solo Death Knight creeping out some 544 creep camps and will be able to get, well, awfully close to level 3. That's pretty much what you are looking for at this stage in the game anyways, and the Death Knight did this away from all the action. We are already getting into Slaughterhouse. Lich is already being trained up. Tomb of Relics. Ziggurat is currently in play as the Death Knight, well, just a little bit shy from level 3. Another level 5 creep will in fact give it that. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain leading a charge of Wind Riders. This is going to be rather interesting though. As you can see, Wind Riders are getting trained up from the Bestiary. 1, 2 down here, so it is going to be double Wind Riders. Hi Unique, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Death Knight now joining, heading back down to the south here, hoping to finish off the Nightcrawlers and be able to get a little bit of experience. Death Knight currently back up to full mana already. Is it going to Death Coil the Murloc Nightcrawler and then just get out of there, hoping for perhaps a Tome of Experience, and gets it. Tome of Experience, it gets the Death Knight to level 3. Well, actually, the creep got it to level 3. Now the Death Knight up to 604 experience. It would have gotten there anyways. And level 3 is going to be very important. Now we have double Crypt Fiends out onto the field. I don't know if Web has been researched. It has not yet. You can take a look. There it is up in that research bar. And with Web not yet researched, those Wind Riders are going to be able to, well, at least do a little bit of poking. But once the Web is done, there's going to be more than enough Crypt Fiends to handle those Wind Riders, and that is going to be a problem. All right, Blight now being brought back over. Acolyte being brought over as well. Summoning in Ziggurats. This is going to force a bit of a play. Meanwhile, Web is now done. And this is going to be interesting indeed. 2 Ziggurats currently being summoned back out here. Wind Riders are all here. We see now 4 Wind Riders in the air. Are those Web? Web's going to go back down. There you go. Web now being come across. Lich taking a lot of damage. Is it going to be able to stay alive? Yes, it does. Chain Lightning takes down one of those Crypt Fiends, though, as the Ziggurats are not yet done. Wind Riders are going to be able to put in a lot of pressure, and that's going to be a big issue, as the Wind Riders are going to stop the Ziggurats before they get up and operational. Quickly canceling those there, as the Death Knight and the plan of TBCBM falls a bit flat. Units are now retreating back. Voodoo Lounge getting completed, but this very, very fast, quick rush to Wind Riders, even though Web was researched, there just wasn't enough Crypt Fiends out onto the field to actually slow them down. Once the Wind Riders were able to shut down those constructing Ziggurats, pretty much all hope was lost for that tower attempt. 8 minutes, 30 seconds into this game, Death Knight, Lich, and Obsidian Statue making their way over here to the top left. Where are they going to be going next? Perhaps trying to join in on the fight. Has to be a little bit careful though, as those Murloc Nightcrawlers are most likely going to be switching targets regularly. You can see the Death Knight ends up taking a little bit of that poison damage, so even though the Death Knight hasn't really done much there at all. Alright, Wind Riders finishing off more units. There's just far too many Wind Riders here, as the Crypt Fiends are not getting any webs down or have no easy way of taking down all of those units. Death Knight has a potion of healing sitting at level 3. We are going into tier 3. We need to see an orb of corruption on that Death Knight in order to engage against the air. Well, one Wind Rider didn't get the memo that it shouldn't move along by its lonesome self, and it is going to get taken down. 34 supply compared to 46. A small victory there. It may not amount to much, as the units are once again on the move. There is another web, as Focus now chases after all of those units again. Farseer staying close by enough to offer a bit of protection, as the Wind Rider just hopes that more units stick around. All right, here we go. There is the engagement. Death Knight in a little bit of trouble. Tauren Chieftain could try and go for a stomp. There's the stomp onto the Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend, is it going to get a Death Coil? No, not in time. Chain Lightning is there, as the Farseer, well, unable to finish off that Lich. split hero action coming across all the sides. You can take a look. Death Knight trying to lead this Obsidian statue away. Focus sitting at 50 over 50 supply. Serpent or Sentry Ward is currently down in play, and that could perhaps pose a problem. There you go. Lich is out onto the field trying to get some extra damage here. Death Knight sitting at 170 hit points. Are we going to see a Death Coil? Yes, in time to try and save, as we are seeing a Tauren Chieftain get up to level 3. Are we going to see a Stomp? No, we are not. Obsidian statues are currently out on the field. Only a single Crypt Fiend backing all of this up, as the Wind Riders and that Tauren Chieftain with level 1 Endurance Aura keeping up and chasing after this army here. Tauren Chieftain could end up having a little bit of problem. There's a Stomp. All right, Wind Rider is going to be able to finish off the Lich. No Death Coil, not this time around. And this may be the end of that, as the Death Knight uses a Potion of Healing to make sure he is not within critical range. All right, Crypt Fiend down to 2 hit points, gets finished off. There it goes, 31 supply compared to 58. And Focus just absolutely outplays TBCBM in this matchup. Dreadlord now getting added, perhaps for Carrion Swarm. Death Knight out onto the field, or should be out onto the field. Death Knight picks up an Orb of Corruption. A little bit of anti-air should be able to get some damage onto those Wind Riders. Death Knight still sitting at level 3. And what is the Dreadlord perhaps going to get? Dreadlord gets the Orb of Corruption, interestingly enough. Death Knight does not get it. The Dreadlord perhaps going to be more front line. I'm not 100% sure if that will be the case. Meanwhile, Focus playing only with all of these Wind Riders, and it really feels like Focus has reached critical mass on these Wind Riders. He has the economic advantage. He has an army that, even though it is very easy to counter, his opponent has just not been able to stand back up. The Wind Riders, even if enough Crypt Fiends are brought out onto the field, even if enough Gargoyles are brought out onto the field by now, it's just going to end up falling flat. There it is. There's the leave, as the Wind Rider is going to finish off all of these Obsidian statues, and Focus takes game number 1. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.